So YouTube is playing the Grinch again. I noticed last night I went down about 400 subscribers. I'm not the only one talking about this, by the way. I saw one channel post they lost up to 700. So I hate having to ask you guys to do this stuff, but it's all I can do. There's nothing I can do to stop this. All I can do is ask you guys to take a second, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. That's all I can do. So please take a second and look. It's important because if they unsubscribe you, eventually you're just not going to see the content anymore. So that is pretty much it. Let's get on to the matter at hand. We got a lot to catch up on. So I want to hit a couple of topics that I missed over the past couple of days. The biggest one that somebody over the CBC, they changed the headline, by the way, because I've had this article for a couple of days. It used to be, "It's time to cancel Baby Yoda." Must have got some backlash for that. So Veronica Shepard, who wrote it here, decided to change it to "The Phantom Menace when Baby Yoda memes go bad." Literally, this whole article is a complete joke. The thesis here is that, well, it's time to get rid of memes because, well, you can't control them. It's bad for a company because you can't control memes. And I find it funny because Miss Shepard here is a marketing manager, has a lot of marketing experience, according to her bio, and somehow thinks that free marketing via memes is bad. Points out a couple here. This one being Baby Yoda, underage me looking at the bouncer like, and then it's got old Yoda. It's actually pretty funny. It doesn't matter what it's about. It's still free marketing and it goes viral. Look at this, 36,000 likes. That's pretty good. That's 36,000 people that might not have had a clue who Baby Yoda is and might want to check out the show because of that. We got this one. When the edibles kick in. Of course, Baby Yoda looking kind of high there. And then you go down, you have something like this. Apparently because of that, it's time to cancel the memes. We got to cancel Baby Yoda because memes are being made. Meme marketing means relinquishing control of a brand. And given how it can alienate the very audience it was meant to be reached in the first place, I'd say it's rarely worth it. It's time to cancel the Baby Yoda memes. And of course, this is a writer and marketing manager based in Toronto. Never hire this person if you need any kind of marketing done. Obviously, she has no idea what the hell she's doing. It's probably why she's writing for the CBC.
What a story, Mark.
Then there's the interesting case of the Rotten Tomatoes score. A couple of people have been talking about this, and I think this is really interesting. So we're at 51,000 ratings on this. Now, the thing is, it hasn't changed. Hasn't went up, hasn't went down. It's just been locked at 86 for like 4 days now, I believe. It's interesting because it should change. And if you go and you kind of eyeball through a lot of the scores, it seems that quite a few of the new ones have been negative. Because, well, it's interesting. Now we're getting out of the diehard period, right? You had all the diehard Star Wars fans. They went and saw this movie over the weekend, right? All the way up until maybe Monday. Then you're getting into the normie crowd. All the way up to Christmas. Normies are going to see this movie now. People that are just casually going to go see it. Ones that don't really care too much. It's, oh, well, this is the big movie to see. Let's go see it. And as we see more normie accounts on there, you think that we would see a little bit more variability. It would go up then or down. It hasn't changed for a couple of days. It's been locked at 86. And that's what's strange about it. Now, I've watched a couple of videos of people claiming to know why, and I don't know. There's no real positive way to say what's going on here. It's all still tinfoil hat stuff. But I do think that it's very strange that it hasn't moved. Rotten Tomatoes has done things in the past to pander to companies, particularly Disney. They did it with Captain Marvel. They changed their whole system up because of that movie. So I don't find it that unbelievable that they would lock the score at 86 to pander to Disney again. They have a history of it. It's not that crazy. And of course, we still have hot takes like this. Why it's problematic that Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, retcons the plot of The Last Jedi. Why is that a problem? Well, you can see the keywords right here. I made sure to highlight them for you. ist and phobe and stuff like that. Of course, because they try to do away with that, that's bending the knee to the problematic crowd of Star Wars. The ones don't quite like all that lecturing that comes with it, or being told they're man babies or piles of garbage. Basically, The Rise of Skywalker should have insulted you, called you a POS, then it would have been a good movie. If only you had sat down in the seat and got slapped across your face a couple of times by an usher, then maybe Rise of Skywalker could have been a good movie to these people. I don't know. But that's what they wanted. Remember, it's always politics before plot with these people. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you something right now, and it's going to line all this up. So let's get to the main topic at hand here. Pandering. That's what we're going to talk about now. And why do I say that? So the last topic was a good segue into this one because I talked about how basically, they need to insult their audience. That's the audience members that don't agree with all of the progressive stuff being put into the movies. So there's a moment like that in Rise of Skywalker. It's a celebration scene, and a couple that's obviously, two women, they meet up and they kiss. Really, it's not a big deal. I don't really care. Stuff doesn't really bother me, but it's only in there for pandering. And I'm going to explain why. Because you can literally take that scene out for countries where it's not allowed. The Middle East didn't get it, and another country didn't get it. But yet here we are. J.J. Abrams explains the importance of that moment in Rise of Skywalker. And all of these articles come out from CBR and a few other places, and they praise it, which I find funny because they never call them out for doing stuff like this. So, the Hindu cinema. Singapore's Media Regulatory Board, the Infocom Media Department Authority, told The Guardian in a statement the studio specifically removed the clip so that the film could open with a PG-13 rating. But what's funny here is JJ was explaining to CBR the importance of the kiss. Well, it's very important. It's a monumental moment for Star Wars, but yet you made it so that it could easily be edited out in other countries. And what I find funny is there'll be no backlash to this. There'll be no CBR article on this. All of the loud woke brigade over on Twitter, they won't talk about this. Really, the principles that these people claim to have, there's no conviction behind them. They don't really care. None of them have ever cared. It's just to seem like this virtuous person. They think they're changing the world, but literally they're not changing shit. They put the scene conveniently there so they can just take it out. And a couple of us were talking about that, I believe. I went on a couple of streams to talk about the movie, and I think that's been brought up like once or twice about how you could easily edit that scene out. Now, I think it was edited out in China. I'm not sure, but I know it was edited out in a couple of places in the Middle East. And now we have even more confirmation that it's being taken out in other countries, which I find ridiculous. And like I said, there'll be no CBR article on this. There'll be nobody complaining about it. No one's going to really talk about it. It's just going to kind of flow through to the next thing. And that's where I just laugh, because it's really hypocritical that you say you care about these things, yet when it gets removed somewhere else, you don't say nothing. And this is why I like to call them fake people, because they're not really people. They're like husks of human elements put together, and they, for some reason, have developed the ability to type and talk. I'm not sure how, but I just like calling them fake people, because that's literally what they are. They have no real conviction. They don't really stand by anything. They literally just kind of follow the outrage train and go and just destroy and level things to their next mountain to take down. And it's kind of disgusting and sick. And then, you'll have Disney. Well, we really only need to bow down and cater to these people over here in the West, and then we can just change things everywhere else. This is why you won't see Poe and Finn together. Much as they wanted that to happen, it's not going to happen because, well, they can't sell that movie in Singapore. They can't sell it there. And you know what Disney cares about at the end of the day more than your reign is money. Now, I don't care that it's in there. I don't. I just find it funny that they'll just put this stuff in there so that they can easily remove it And none of these people that complain and whine, they don't make any kind of a peep about it. They don't give a damn, which means they don't care either. So if they don't care, why do they complain? It boggles my mind because no one's saying a damn thing about this. And I find that very funny and very hypocritical. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Remember, make sure you're still subscribed. Very important. Check the description. Check your subscription. Also, if you're new, consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell. Also, share the video. Check out the links in the description. And I will see all of you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.